All right, I'm gonna get right into this and try to get straight to the point and get out. And I highly suggest all three of you watch this because I feel it's very necessary that if I decide, because I really think the ball is more or less in my court, because part of me thinks that the three of you could probably give a fuck, especially Trevor, but I don't know. Just what happened the other day just really opened my eyes to a lot of shit. And you guys have more or less may have let it go and moved on and whatever because, God forbid, somebody holds on to something for more than fucking half a second nowadays. But, you know, it's funny how with Timmy, I've noticed that in just a few weeks that I really paid attention and how we were kind of fucking with each other and maybe becoming friends that you seem to have a thing of you to where you think you can antagonize and say shit to people, and then yet if they get mad or want to do something back to you, there's a term I'm sure you're familiar of, respecting that person's gangster or whatever the fuck. And I've shared with you very little things, and you know very little about me, yet you seem to assume that if we were to fight, that it could possibly go your way, which would never happen. And I made it very clear to you to your face that if that ever came down to it, that's not going to happen. And what I don't understand is I come in or I say, oh, seltzers taste like shit. You get so upset and bent out of shape about that to go fuck you to me. Well, fuck you right back. And then I go and message you on Instagram and I assume things are all okay. And then I walk in there and then I'm not even 5-10 minutes into it. You guys decide to play Fortnite, which I'm not really into. And I know, right? I know that I'm also going to get to that too. That I know that if someone's not into what you guys are into, oh, it's the end of the world, right? But it's just funny how that I sit down and I think things are all cool based off the interaction that we had when I got out of the car and from the messages on Instagram. Not even 5 minutes in, I put on my own shit because I'm not really interested in sitting there and watching you guys play video games. Not my thing. And yet you wanted to try to put on me some shit about a group chat that we made no rules of just because I sent a few little things or I blew it up or oh shit. And then it seemed like to me every interaction we had in the past couple of weeks, you were trying to turn on me. Like you were judging me pretty much. Like you were trying to be some manipulating asshole about everything. And really it seemed like to me you were leading a lot of shit on. Like, dude, I don't need your help. And you make it sound like my world or my life would end if I cut off Trevor and his mom. I got along just fine without you guys, and if I decide to, I still can. I'll go back to trying to do shit by myself and alone. Fine. But I've noticed that in some things that you've pointed out to where, oh, we're sizing that guy up. Dude, you're fucking a little short motherfucker. Really, you look like a twink, to be honest with you. You really think that, you shoot your mouth off to people you barely know, but yet you get so assered if someone gives their opinion about anything, and then you try and sit there and go, oh, if I wanted your opinion, I would ask. And then what I don't understand is, why would you come back and try to apologize to me? You know how hard it's been for me to not go and blow up your Instagram and go at you and all kinds of other things? And I made it very clear to you that I'm tired of people fucking with my self-control. Why would you, of all people, do that to me? That's what I don't understand. And how about if the roles were reversed and Trevor was over here and I put him in that situation with some other friend I had? Because he's really gonna take your side. You guys have been friends longer than I fucking have been in the equation. And then you want to try to get so petty about everything. And it's like, well, okay, I mean, if I'm not into video games, dude, I'm older than you guys. I grew up a little bit more. Fuck. Just like you guys, why would, like, this whole thing of I'm into this and I'm into that, yeah? Well, let's see you try to hang with that. We barely scratched the surface. Then you want to sit there and go, oh, Derek can't hang. Motherfucker, I can hang a hell of a lot more than you can. Had I gotten up and walked out of there and done the mature adult thing instead of us getting in each other's faces and a confrontation almost happening, yeah, because I'm an adult and I don't have to fucking sit here and listen to anything you have to say. Because what does it really mean to me in the end? What is going forward? How it's just gonna be weird every time if I go over there or whatever. It's just gonna be weird, man. Honestly, it's gonna be fucking bizarre. And you made it that way, not me. And then you throw all these other things at me, and it just seemed very petty. And it seemed like you were a female, like we were in some kind of boyfriend girlfriend relationship, which is really fucking weird because you barely fucking know me. And for you to think that you can talk to somebody like that you barely know, I'm telling you, man, you're gonna get your ass kicked. Just like the same asshole that I dealt with in the last place. More or less, you're baiting me into hitting you because you know I will do it. And then you sit there and go, oh, you want to do something, but you can't. Yeah, dude, I like my freedom. I mean, I just came out of a very shitty situation. Yeah, dude, I want to go to fucking prison for whooping your ass, which wouldn't fucking take me but 2 seconds to do. You want to sit there and make all these doubts at me when you don't even know me for nothing. I don't need your help. I'd rather, and if I have to live my life and whatever and go back to being the lone wolf or whatever, so be it. I don't want to go over there and deal with that shit. And then another thing that really upsets me is, yes, I'm very grateful for what Trevor and his mom have done for me, but it also seems like you were taking my kindness for a weakness. And you were making this all into shit that it didn't need to be. And it's all in your delivery. Then when I left the group chat, you still got asked when you were sitting there saying 15 minutes before, oh, be a man in your word and leave it. And I did. Then you want to try to get onto something to where, oh, you're running your mouth about that shit. And I said to you on Instagram, okay, Timmy, I'll step up and I'll prove you wrong and everything. I'll make a better podcast than you. It may take me a while, but all that I asked you at the gym, whatever you throw at me, I will do better than you. Whether it takes me a year or two, I'll find some way. I don't give a fuck. You don't do that. You couldn't hang 10 minutes in my world, pal. You couldn't hang 10 minutes. See, now it's going to get petty. And I don't want to do that. Because to me, all this is pointless. You know? And I'm very upset with Trevor, too, for sitting there and egging shit on. Saying, oh, he won't do nothing. Okay. Yeah, just like when you dropped me off, you could have done something, but you didn't. We could have kept it going, but you didn't. And I was ready for it. I was ready for whatever was going to come my way. You know what I think it is? Or that I know that it is? I'm very good at striking a nerve in people. I always have been. And that's what I've done. I didn't do that intentionally, but for you to have all this weird shit at me and only really know me for 2.5 months, if that, or 2 weeks that we were fucking with each other, that's weird, man. It's pretty strange. And again, I was trying to point out things to you on Instagram and you wanted to cut it off. Well, you know, if you decide to watch this video or not, there it is. You know, you barely know somebody and you think that you can step up and just open your mouth like that. Well, just like the thing with the Celsius thing, I'd be like, well, if I wanted your opinion, I would have fucking asked for it. You're trying to fight fire with the fire that you're not going to win against. And then when I tell you, okay, man, I'll prove it to you, don't back out of that. I can't remember exactly what you said, but And then the sad part of it is that, you know, even after I was, quote unquote, the bad guy and wrong, I still was man enough to sit down and talk to you guys about it, which we may do in time. I don't know. But this is all bullshit. And I'm not going to subject myself to being in that situation again because I don't have to. What do I gain out of that? All you had to say was, Derek, I think we should maybe put some guidelines on the group chat. Okay, fine. But it turned into someone didn't need to. And then I get text from Trevor's mom saying some stuff. Yeah, I didn't want to hear you out. Because why? I don't have to hear you out. I don't have to do anything, dude. And for you to think that, and then you want to try to, and then you want to point out that the way I text Trevor could be rude. Well, look at the way you talk to him. I do nothing more or less than what you do. And why doesn't he point it out to you? But yet, I send him a bad text message or whatever that could be considered rude, and then he said that you read them or whatnot, and it's like, well, that's weird. That's between me and Trevor, but and it's funny how everything that I said happened. I didn't think it would happen with you guys because I thought it would be different, but of course, I'm proven right yet again. And when I said that to you on Instagram, now that I was making a point and being right again, because I'm not wrong about nothing in this. Call me a narcissistic asshole. I don't give a fuck. But the minute I said that to you, agree to disagree, whatever. So don't spout off your mouth, dude, to someone you don't know, and then you sit there and say, "Oh, well, music's really not my thing or our thing." But get into Fortnite, dude. Okay, so let's all walk on eggs. Because then also too seems like to me that both maybe Trevor and his mom have to walk on eggshells around you. It's funny how they said, "Oh, don't piss Timmy off." Well, yeah, because it's easy to lose trust and respect. Well, the same way goes for me, pal. I ain't nobody's punk. And I'll be goddamned if I ever get in that situation again. Testing me and, go to jail, Derek, because you hit Timmy. When he fucking, to me, and again, you can say and do whatever you want if you decide to watch this. To me, you have it coming, just like that other asshole does. I don't want your apology. I just wanted a fucking friendship, man. I don't want all this shit. But yet, you made it weird with your mouth. And what I should have done, I should have just got up and left before I did something, because I know how I get. And another thing I can't understand is you never shut the fuck up about all these fires and these fucking... Like, dude, nobody can tone my fire if I decide to let it fucking burn. Nobody can. Who are you to tell me, dude? Like, for real. And it's just sad because there's so many other things I could point out. And again, it always has to have a domino effect to everything. I've noticed that as I've gotten older. There has to be a domino effect to every outcome and situation. And to me, I'm trying to do right and get the evil and darkness and hatred out of my heart by going to church. I'm trying to do the right thing and help myself. And yet, I got to sit there and hear this shit. And it's like, it has no merit. What you said, what you do has no weight on my life unless I just had to go over there. But you put in it like, having power and putting in place, like, what the fuck? No, nobody has power over me, dude. Nobody does. And I don't know what universe or where you operate where you think that's the case, but that's not the truth. So, again, deal with this video what you will. And I'm sure with Trevor it won't be as simple as a couple of words said, because I know how he is too, but I'm pretty upset with him too because he was wrong for what he did and egging this shit on. And so, you guys want it to be that way, that's fine. But I'm not going to be put in that situation again and not just walk away without something going down, because that's bullshit, dude. And I figure you guys of all people would at least understand, oh, let's not stoke Derek's fucking fire. I'm sick and tired of always having to be provoked and to be pushed. Because one of these days I'm going to snap and someone's going to get severely hurt. And I know that about myself. I know that very fucking well. I would never put Trevor in that situation and whatever. But maybe I should. I don't know. But then again, I'd be a one giant asshole, right? And, we're signing the waiver to box. Fuck that shit. Let's have a street fight. Fuck boxing match. Oh, yeah, dude. Because it's funny how people always say that shit. And yet, whatever. You don't fucking, I don't know, dude. I've kind of said all I want to say about this, and I'm just, I don't know. I just thought, I know, and more or less, yeah, I've been pissed off, but I'm just disappointed again because I thought I at least found two guys that we could really build a strong friendship here, and I just see that it's all gone down the shitter, and it don't mean nothing now. And like, I just feel like I've been lied and manipulated too, and that's fine. That shit happens, but what can you do? And if I do decide to go for it, which probably after this video we won't, I'm gonna put up boundaries, and if those are crossed, that's it. Because I realized that at the drop of the hat, I don't think Trevor would give a shit if I'm his friend anymore, anyways. Because, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I'm not gonna be put in that situation again. And there's consequences that should be brought here, and and if I have to be the one to deal them out, fine. But I'm just disappointed because, of course, that was gonna happen. Of course, it was gonna happen. Everything I said. Oh, I don't overthink things, dude. I'm just cautious because I've been through this so many times. It's not even funny. And it sucks, man. It sucks that it has to be this way. Because I could be a completely sadistic asshole, and that's the thing about it. You don't know where this can go, and like if I really wanted to take it to another levels, I would. But what's the fucking point? You don't fuck with someone you don't know very well, and that's what you're trying to do. Why do I have to sit there in that living room and hear you out when it seemed like all you were trying to do? You also have a very high thing about antagonizing, and yeah. Oh, don't let it get you. Don't let people bother you. Oh, you're mad. Yeah, dude, I am. Oh, fucking well. So fucking be it. What you did, the way you acted the other day, was completely out of line. And I'm telling you, man, some of the things you've said and whatnot and shared, you have it coming, and your day will come. Because that's the problem with your generation. You guys have never had your asses kicked or been punched in the face for nothing. Clearly. And that's why you guys think you can act and talk to people the way you do. That's all what it all boils down to. That's the whole bottom line about everything. You guys have never had You know, whereas the way I grew up and the way I was raised is completely fucking different. There's only, what, a 6 or 10 year difference in age here. So, yeah. Anyways, I guess that's all I got to say. And, you know, we'll see what happens going forward. But, I don't know. It just sucks. And I'm just disappointed. So, I guess until next time, I'm done.